You are listening to Maximum Pew Pew, an actual play RPG podcast. Maximum Pew Pew follows continuous storylines and are meant to be enjoyed from the beginning. This episode follows the Jewel of the South storyline and may contain spoilers for Our Friends the Machines and Other Mysteries published by Modiphius Entertainment. Gameplay segments may contain mature themes and adult language. In this episode, the kids find more than they bargained for at the local video rental store.
J104.5, Greg Wyatt with your Tuesday afternoon news. Customers at the Pine Plaza Shopping Center on Stafford Drive in Princeton were caught by surprise when the movie gallery was unexpectedly closed for the day, and were instead met with 24 picketers from the Mercer County Parent-Teacher Association. Princeton City Police were seen at Pine Plaza speaking with the protesters. Sources say the presence of Princeton PD were in response to an anonymous tip that a break-in was occurring at the movie gallery, though no additional details have been released. Ellen Woods, manager of the movie gallery, has been unavailable for comment. Next on J104, True Colors, Cyndi Lauper, today's hits and yesterday's favorites.
So, the officer will get out of his vehicle and one or two of the parents will actually, or one or two of the PTA members, which technically parents, will step out and, have a conversation with this. And, he's trying to get back up and stuff. And eventually the lady with the bullhorn will come out and start having conversation with the police officer.
With the bullhorn?
Not with the bullhorn.
I wish to eavesdrop on these conversations this week. Stand as close as I can without being noticed for being a child.
Okay. For you to sneak up there on several parents and law enforcement, we'll say it's an extremely difficult sneak check.
Okay.
So you're looking for 2 successes, and failure means that you'll get caught and they'll show you away.
Yeah.
I'll join you.
Only got one.
Just the one.
Only one success for me.
Just the one. Okay. So you guys can push it like normal if you want to, or you can just take the failure and say they shoo you away.
Should I take the L on this one?
I can try it too.
They're busy. Well, I'm still walking back, probably.
Okay. Yeah, so...
I think I'll take the L this time.
So if you guys take the L, you can see that they're trying, your friends are trying to get some info, and you can see the police giving, kids, you need to step back here. This is dangerous.
I was wheezing.
I like wave and point to the back door.
Okay, the back door of the...
the video store.
Okay.
There's like a...
Oh, you're waving to the kids.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So
we do the classic kid hand signals, whatever, and we're like...
Okay, and because it's an 80s movie, you know exactly what they're talking about. This was predetermined.
That was the good thing about the 80s.
Oh, you knew.
Well, right, and the real kids just copied all the hand signals that they learned in the Goonies. And
That's right.
Yeah. So...
And
Yeah, you're giving us thing where
Chuck Norris movies.
And then we just leave. We make ourselves scarce.
So it looks like they're having a conversation. You're able to go to the emergency exit, which in reality, this picture that I printed from the book is not a good representation, but we're using it. The emergency exit is going to be kind of around the corner, so it's going to be actually more advantageous than what the picture kind of suggests.
I'm expecting that, I'm like, no, I've seen what happens when the police show up. People go out the back right away. We can probably get in.
Sure. So,
just be ready to grab the door when somebody comes out.
Yeah. So,
if we'll wait for one of the last people to come out, and I'll slide my broken in there to catch that door so it won't close on us.
Yes. Okay. So for that, make me make me either a sneak or a move. A sneak being that you're kind of being really tricky and grabbing that door as they come out, and move being you're timing it just right so you can get your boken in the door as the last
one or the other.
One or the other.
I can move.
So,
I can move as well. You get to add 2 dice because you're using
it.
I don't have anything in move though, so I'm just rolling body.
I have 1.
You have 1 success?
Yep.
That's going to be enough. So as some of them kind of lost their nerve and are sort of going out the back and not looking back,
are they Yeah, I just kind of as
As
they
soon
go.
as that door kind of slows, you just
Yeah,
you grab it.
tiny corner of my boot,
That's right, just enough.
Yep.
just enough to keep the door from latching.
Yep. So you catch it. You look inside. Right now, the office is clear. It seems like everyone either went out the back door, or are in the store, or are outside talking with the cops.
Where
But the
the-
four of you have access to the back office.
Did they leave the boxes of movies?
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Jackpot. Because if these are the ones that the parents think that we shouldn't have,
These are the ones we need to have.
oh yeah,
These are the
Yeah.
best.
So,
yeah, these are the ones we want. Yeah.
so it looks like, as you look back here, it looks like they made quick work while they were back here. Either that or Ellen was into some questionable stuff. And the reason I say that is because there appears to be like VCRs and TVs daisy-chained in such a way to like replicate movies. Right?
Well, piracy.
Potentially. So,
do you think she'd miss one?
so
We
let's
could take an
let me
extra
give you
TV
some
VCR.
ideas here.
I mean,
So there are boxes of videos in here already that have yet to be sorted. You imagine that if you Tetris them well enough, you could probably get more into a box. But right now, they're just trying to gather them up. So you see that there are several video devices that are connected to each other in a sea of cables. If you trace it back to the original cassette and like look at what's on the screen, it appears to be some kind of promotional video for Princeton that's playing on a small TV on the main counter. And scattered on the floor are movie cases of raunchy rom-coms and clever comedies.
lame.
Yeah, we're not looking for the rom-com.
Well, I know there's Porky's. That might be okay.
That's kind of funny. It's a good one.
Needed. Rated R.
Yeah. It would have been rated R, yeah, because of the
Oh,
nudity.
yeah. It's
So
definitely rated R.
So we'll snatch what we'll snatch up what we can that we know that we're not normally allowed to watch.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Nerds. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
For
Because those
nerds.
aren't horror movies though.
No.
We're just looking for a rated R movie, so
Well, no. We want to watch scary
Horror.
movies because
So there was no horror movie back. More movies.
Well, there are some in... Okay, so... Yes, there are horror movies, but they are in the boxes that are like the bad boxes.
Okay.
No,
But
no,
in
that's-
this other area that it looks like they're copying are these other movies like romantic comedies and
like
Like-
exclusively, like
well,
if
hold
I,
on. Maybe she's taping over them.
Well, like if I open up one of the copy VCRs and pull out the tape, is it also like a rom-com?
when you pull out like a tape from that's being written onto,
Yeah.
it's like one of the original videos that has been at the movie place. Like it's being written over.
Yeah, and is it also a rom-com or is it just a movie?
Yeah, it's like it's the type of thing that nobody here would like.
So they're purposely writing over specifically this like rom-com.
This is
garbage.
like some secret criminal crap.
Yeah, some like next level stuff going on.
And like I said, what's on the original appears to be like just this promotional video.
And if I take out the original tape, does it look like it's from here?
No, it looks like just a regular VHS with like a label that says Princeton, the American Dream.
Huh.
So they're taping that video onto all these old rom-coms that nobody wants.
Yeah, but it's like a short
Well,
promotional video.
We don't have much time.
All right, I'll take the original
So
tape.
here, grab this stuff. Take the whole VCR.
Grab the VCR.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Got it.
Hold on. Are
Just
TVs
make sure cables.
little TVs?
Two.
Are they color?
Microwave popcorn.
They are color.
for us, I think,
The TVs might be a little heavy, but the VCR should be
because this
should
is
be a
two
problem.
TVs. This thing's probably
We'll
like
say that
50
like
pounds.
everyone here has two hands, so like if
Right.
you, however you want to try to,
Well, I mean,
because there's a lot of
I'm
stuff that
strong.
needs to be
Yeah,
taken out.
I'm not super
Or
strong, so
I
I'll
mean,
take
if
a
nothing
VCR.
else, we can shove it behind the dumpster around the corner.
Come back.
When we
come back.
leave, tell me how much you think you're going to leave this building with, and then I'll set your difficulty accordingly.
All right. So
You and I
okay.
can,
So
you and I can lift.
VCR.
But there's a bunch of stuff here. So like
so we need at least one big box that they've
Of
collected
movies,
of all
yes.
the horror movies
One
and crap.
box of
one,
movies.
one box of pornos, horror movies, and rated R comedies.
Right.
Yes.
each or
Well, no, it's one box full.
One box with those
One-
things.
one
mixed
third
into
of
it.
each.
We need our own VCR
I got the VCR.
a good payer, man.
and that weird stuff they're copying.
All right, I got the original tape.
Yes.
I'll keep that. As a matter of fact, I'll keep it separate from the VCR in my jacket on my person.
Okay.
Sweet. How about maybe I don't know, maybe some of the copies. I don't know. That's too much thought.
Yeah. So I'll take the original, hide it, and I'll take a VCR.
Okay.
So take a VCR.
that's going to be a regular load. You're not going
All
to
right.
have any other issues getting out of here.
All right. Anything else you want to grab?
Do they have video surveillance?
Oh yeah,
No.
with the cameras. That would be cool.
No.
Not back here.
not
Well,
here.
no, of course not back here.
But I mean,
Yeah,
is the
obviously.
VCR?
No, you don't see any type of like security camera
Okay.
at all here.
Is there any like microwave popcorn and stuff like stock for out front back there? Candy.
A little bit. You can see like stock boxes,
All right, we
Is this
got
gonna be like
Like
Jiffy
the-
Pop?
like the
Like
Sam's
actual-
size.
Are these-
Like
maybe those boxes of movie candy.
Yeah.
That come in the boxes.
Just slip
yeah.
those into
Yeah.
on top of like the movie box.
Yeah,
We'll dump
I'll
out
grab
another
a box of
and
those.
Put those in
Yeah.
there.
so, we'll talk about what you're leaving this place with here shortly.
Well, no. I mean, this we're
We're doing what we can, and we're ambitious children. We're taking,
Okay.
we're taking
So,
what we think we
yeah.
can get.
So
we can always drop it.
you're not watching the promotional video though. You kind of saw.
No,
okay.
we saw it was like Princeton, whatever. We were like, well, that's weird. And then I opened up the thing to see.
Yeah, and you took it, and maybe you can watch it later. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can while you're in here, can you make me an investigate roll?
Yes, I can.
One
Nope.
success.
That's all you need.
None.
So
2 successes over here.
okay.
Just
So we'll say that Tim is able. Tim sees this quickest. So in this workroom, there's several posters with motifs from films like Escape from New York, Poltergeist, and Alien. So Tim and Sam are actually able to see that the poster for Alien seems to be unusually bent at the corners. And if you lift it up and take a look, there's actually a secret space containing some like hidden items. Like it was a secret hidey hole that somebody was
That
using.
poster would have been badass for the
Seriously.
I'll roll that. I'll roll that bad boy.
So you're
back to you.
stealing the poster?
No. I mean, it would be awesome.
But I mean, there's stuff.
any
Are there any rolled up posters?
What's the stuff in there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Stuff.
so in the enclosed space behind the alien poster is a box stamped.
in her underwear in that movie.
So in the space is a box stamped with USCSS Nostromo.
USCSS Nostromo.
Yeah, it's the ship from Alien.
Yeah.
There are unused syringes.
Oh, old boy really did find a needle in here.
And there is a vial in there, and the label of the vial actually reads hormone estrogen. There's also a postcard of the Golden Gate Bridge with a rainbow flag and the message, "Hope to see you someday," with a smudged lipstick kiss on the back. The final item is a letter stating that the National Board of Health and Welfare has hereby approved the application for a name change and enclosed a new personal certificate.
And I assume the certificate is not there.
Somebody is transitioning. Sounds like. Maybe.
What is? Yeah. No, I mean out of character. That's
Yeah,
pretty
out of
obvious,
character.
but-
Yeah, in character,
In character,
12 to
right.
15-year-olds.
No.
Yeah, in
What's-
character.
what's
I'm gonna
after?
look like I'm gonna look at this and I'm like,
Those are all
you know,
big
I
words.
recognize a lot of needles,
This might be some kind of virus.
This would
or
make
something.
good
Yeah,
So,
you
but
calm
but
down.
this is not none of the needles that I recognize.
Can someone make me a comprehend?
Let's see.
Those needles look like they'd make good darts.
Oh God, no! Don't mess with the needles.
Not for me. All I know is that
one.
Ronald Reagan told me to stay away from that.
One success for comprehend.
That's his wife.
Nancy told you that.
So,
that his wife?
Tim.
Oh yeah. I got one too.
Okay, so Tim and Newton, the weirdos,
I mean,
Yeah.
of course.
you're actually able to kind of figure out that Ellen is transgender from the information that you're gathering. You've got the Pride postcard, the syringes with the estrogen.
This is like the plot of one
a
of
name
my
change. And I don't know if anyone here would have actually went to like the in character. I don't know if anyone have actually went to like the rec center and maybe played like Dungeons and Dragons with Ellen, or you know Ellen a little bit because of like the video exchanges and stuff like that. But she had a real sort of natural propensity for hanging out with kids. Like she really she treated you not like a kid, that type of deal. Like kind of treated you with a bit more respect than what you were used to. Like normally when you talk about like your hobbies, most people get like bored and sick of it, but like she would actually hold a conversation because it was unique and interesting to her.
I know the animator taught me about this too. But Mazinger Z. There's a character in there who was turned half male, half female, literally down the middle.
Wow, that's weirder than Ranma.
Isn't it though? Yeah, so like one half is male, the other half is female on one person.
Yeah, that's the bad access.
The bad guy in Battle of the Planets was androgynous too.
That was 90s, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so
We were saying
Used to have one of those robots from Mazinger.
Yes.
I didn't know what it was when I was.
It's really cool though. It's dark as all get out.
as you're gathering up information, you hear everyone make me an investigate, actually.
Nope.
One.
One. Okay. So again, the weirdos, Tim and Newton. You hear the static of a walkie-talkie in the room.
Can we locate that?
Find that. She is screwed. If it's a needle
That's
and
true.
those parents find it, or the cops, she's screwed.
And I kind of like Ellen. I think I don't think I hate.
No,
her.
Ellen's pretty cool.
Well, I would
person.
imagine me
I
and you
mean,
are pretty cool with it.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. So I'll look for the.
I've probably met her once or twice.
Okay. So what do you want to do with the stuff that you found from her? You want to put it back in the hidey hole because it doesn't look like they found it. Like, do you want to take it with you?
I'm going to take it.
Okay.
They can't find
Just
something that's
keep
not
them
here.
from finding.
Yeah, they can't find something that's not here. So I'm going. We will take this with
So you
us.
put that into all the stuff back into this promotional USCSS Nostromo box, and now you are pretty much encumbered. Box in one arm, VCR on the other,
Yeah.
tape.
I want
whatever.
that box real world.
Seriously.
I know, right?
No doubt.
So this walkie-talkie we hear it's just the static of one. Like,
Well, it's the static that you hear from like a squelch, like before and after talking.
That's
yeah.
what I thought.
So now that you turn it up a little bit, you overhear there's a few people talking about the runaway being spotted near Pumping Plant 1 down Old Bluefield Princeton Road.
What's the pumping plant?
So it's
They're probably talking about her.
well the pumping plant. You've got a lot of like water reservoirs and kind of
Okay.
dams in the
Okay.
Bluefield Princeton area, and there's several big ones, but the one closest to Princeton is going to be down like Old Bluefield Princeton Road. So before 460 existed, which was like the 4-lane that connects everything, and how how your dad gets to work. Well, wait, your dad works at the Loop. So Newton's dad's going to be very familiar with 460 because he has to take it every single day to get to work. But 460 is relatively new, and it's a good connection that basically goes all the way from like Christiansburg to Princeton to Bluefield and to Tazewell County. And if you follow it long enough, you'll end up in like Bristol, Tennessee. So I mean, you just stay on it for like ever, and
I was on 460 not too long ago. I went to Bristol.
Okay. So
There you go.
if you before then, you would take Old Bluefield Princeton Road, which would was more residential areas and took you past like Linwood School and into Bluefield that way toward Mercer Mall. So you shave a lot of money or shave a lot of time off doing that. So There's a water pumping plant
Okay.
in that area, not too far away, but that seems to be what they're talking about, and they're saying something about a runaway there.
Well, runaways are usually kids.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to be talking about something like that. And these guys are adults and therefore not creative, so it's something real simple. You shouldn't
Right.
think too hard on it.
Yeah.
I've watched cop shows. It'd be like a perpetrator, something.
Yeah.
So you're in the back office. You think you hear the parents inviting the police officer into the store. You want to make your getaway, which you've got the emergency exit. Now let's talk about who's got what. You've got a reasonable amount of stuff. You've got a VCR, which is not heavy. You've got this box, which is not heavy. But anything else is going to be a bit difficult.
No, the
You
only
got the
thing-
tapes, right?
I got the tape in like a pocket of my jacket, and then I'll turn the walkie-talkie off and put it there as well.
Okay.
What about the box of tapes? Do you?
Well, there's three other
so-
people
so-
here.
Sam and I are pretty strong for kids. So
I'm a rocker, but I'm built like a jock.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
you know,
do PT
Dad
every
makes you go
morning.
through PT every day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't have PT every day, so that's not for me.
I'll take one of I'll take a box of cassettes.
okay.
yeah.
So it's not terribly heavy. It's just kind of cumbersome depending on how long. And, you know, it's kind of a circuitous route to get back to the hideout. But, you know, it's doable.
yeah.
So we'll say for you to be able to just have like one box of cassettes. What type of mix of cassettes are we talking about in your...
Horror, pornos, and
The bad stuff and pornos, basically.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Junior, what are you walking out with?
Junior's going to walk out with, since Sam grabbed the big box of tapes before I could grab it and show off, I'm going to grab the box of snacks and
An extra VCR just in case.
Can we
I'm going
Are
to...
you using like one of the banker boxes? Because the snacks are going to be
Yeah, they're
in,
kinda
like
loose.
the Sam's Club type 24
Right.
bricks.
So, one of those would be ideal.
Okay, so one of those is going to be small. Now, like if you wanted to dump the contents of those into like a...
My guess is all the stock would be in a box.
Yeah, I mean...
Okay.
So just grab that box.
Yeah, I'm really thinking short-sighted, so I'm like just handfuls of everything going
Gotcha. Okay.
into...
Now, this is going to be a bit more dense than the VHS tapes
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you're like loading this box with pure sugar.
Right.
So
Everyone knows weighs just as much as gold.
we'll say
It's more fancy, too.
this will be a... I'll have you make a force roll just at a normal difficulty.
That's fine.
And that's also for like lifting heavy things because the thing is you're going to have to tote this for a while.
Right.
Oh my.
That did not work.
Okay.
But, so I am going
I was going to mention failure is going to be that at some point you're going to get too tired or it's going to cause complications down the road.
You know
or
what?
the box might break or...
Cops are here. I've seen what cops do when they're mad. I'm going to check off scared and re-roll that.
Okay.
Get that adrenaline going. Get those muscles pumping.
Because if the cops bring me home to Dad, that will be a whooping.
It's
Probably
bad
for
news.
me and Mom.
Yeah. It's
And
bad
dogs.
news.
Or dogs.
There are 2 6s. Nothing
2
like fear to
6s.
motivate you.
Okay. So, let's see here with force. What's most appropriate here? Give a success to another kid, impress, frighten, or humiliate. Or don't need to roll to overcome the same trouble again.
Can I attempt to take a TV and he give me one of his rolls? Or is that...
Sure. And because you're not... Well,
You have like a box of candy, like the TV on it.
Yeah.
well, like you've got the box of candy, and he's like carrying the TV, or Newton's carrying the TV, and you're just kind of giving her suggestions, like, no, carry it with the tube next to you. Because
okay, no. I'm gonna like turn around and when needed, I'm just gonna offer my offhand.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
just-
So,
that's a color TV. There's a 13-inch black and white
Yeah.
TV, and then there's this.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's like
I
nobody's
had a
business.
black and white TV.
so go ahead and give me
That was the-
It would be normal
was the-
difficulty for you, so go ahead and give me a roll because you might be able to get the success without the help.
Without the
And-
hell? Okay.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
I got one.
Oh my god.
There it goes.
Two. So the same deal, like, so both of you
Tornado
basically will not have to overcome that because it's a long trip, but your guys are, you're going to have the ability to do that. So you sneak out. I don't know if you had dirt bike or not, but that could be, or if you all walked.
did we walk or did we bring our bikes?
We probably.
I think we walked.
Yeah, because it's hard to bike with stuff in your hands.
Yeah. So you all walked it. It's a bit of a long walk back to the club or the caboose. So
Up here, the caboose.
yeah, so you're probably going to take
Seems
like
quite the distance right here.
Stafford and Key Street, and then cut up to Thorn from there. So it's a bit of a walk and maybe slightly suspicious.
Should somebody with good penmanship maybe start marking the map?
I'll
Points of interest.
You're talking.
I
about
plan on
Jared
doing that
when he's
eventually.
That would be Jared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's over there.
Because
So
I know mine's terrible.
like
Same.
I'm like
There's
looking at our
mine.
character sheets, and that would be our game master. Because
we all have the penmanship of our characters.
No, like I plan on doing that, and
Oh,
some
okay,
of it
okay.
is trying to match scales of like Google Maps and this, and like being able to trace it from there, or just freehanding because I've got markers, and also I need to take a look at that big beautiful one that you printed to see if that would make it.
It looks
any
exactly
easier.
like that. And if you want,
I think that
you want to put it out here, and because I can print as many as we ever need.
well, I think that this is the actual
I
scale
know what
of
flavors
the
it-
original, which
that
is why I gave you the
or
dimensions.
that's these numbers you gave me. Are
Yeah,
pretty close.
I feel like that, like what the
got it.
archive said was that was like the original. So it might look suspicious, but you know what? Most adults are probably on their way back from work at that point, and they're probably not paying attention to kids walking. So you make it back to the hideout. You get in the hideout. You guys have like 3 VCRs and 2 TVs now. A color and a black and white.
and we
You've
can
got
stick TVs on top
a
of each other,
box
so it's
of
'cause they're
R
square box.
and X-rated movies
We're the
and-
richest kids in West
We are
Virginia.
kings.
and a box of snacks. And
you know what we didn't get? Soda.
Mm.
Or I'm sorry, pop. We didn't get any pop.
That's all right. We can use less skullduggery and thievery.
so the
actually
nice
buy
thing
We
is,
might be able to trade for that.
right on the corner. Let's see here. Your hideout is if you take that's
We got
Brick
so
Street.
much good black market currency.
I know, right? Do
Like,
you remember how you were like
right
kind
here-
of poor before? Now you're rich.
Is wait, am I? Let me get my streets right here.
Yeah, it is until they invent Pokemon
Right here, because
cards.
that's out how you get to Athens. So right here on the corner is actually a gas station. So
Oh, that's
if you
kinda-
need to like have someone stop in and actually like purchase,
Is that where
legitimate-
Jim-
it depends on where you
He's
live.
going to be like an attendant.
Well, while you nerds hook this up, I'm gonna take my dirt bike and go grab us some soda.
Okay.
I'll throw you like a $5 and see what you can bring back for us.
Oh, that makes it easy.
Oh yeah, I mean that's like
Hold on.
that's
Yeah.
like 5 2-liters.
$5 worth
Yeah.
of Mountain Dew in 1986.
And you know what?
I mean, dude,
here's
we can get Jolt.
You brought
Wait,
a whole box
Jolt
full
Cola.
of, yeah, we could. We got a whole box full of candy.
So,
we gotta have enough soda to go
future story idea. Also near that corner, legit Pepsi bottling plant.
with it. That's amazing.
Just saying, if somebody happens to know someone that works at the Pepsi bottling plant in the future, just we'll keep that in mind. But yeah, there's no joke.
Down
Like
NPC relationships yet.
I can't wait till they start bottling Super Pepsi there, and we have to figure out that mystery.
but probably,
Quantum.
but in spite of all that, probably the cheapest thing you can get is for like $1.50. You can get 3-liter bottles of like Coca-Cola.
There we go.
Yeah.
So
we're before surge.
No, these would be cartons, glass bottles.
So I know.
Well, I mean, they've got the
As a child
the
in
plastic
86,
2 liters.
I know how to give him enough money, including change or whatever, or over the amount to bring back enough for each one of us to have
Yes.
like 3 to 4 drinks.
Right.
Yeah.
Currently, I don't know that number, but I did then. So I
Yeah.
give that
Well,
to
you knew that the amount would be able
To
to
the
get
penny.
enough. Yeah. So you bring back. So you've got a ton of junk food. you've got snacks, you got VCR and TV, you've got, this tape.
Yeah, I got the mystery tape. I got
mystery tape.
the box. Secret things that we shouldn't let other people have until we meet up with Ellen again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
where does she live?
Yeah, do we know that?
I only had a movie relationship with her, so I'm unaware of her residence.
So this would actually be I'll call this an extremely difficult contact role, because contact is to know and find the right person. So to be able to find someone, you knew what she was involved in, so to be able to get in contact with one of your friends that may have played Dungeons and Dragons with her or anything, they may know some info. But to find the right person that knew her but also knew like her home address, it's going to take 2 successes.
Got nothing on that one.
Do we all need to roll it?
I mean, individually, if you want
Investigate?
No.
It's going to be a contact.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have contact.
Yeah. Well, then it's just your base stat.
Oh, you can roll the base stat?
Mhm.
Okay. One.
1. Okay, that's not going to be sufficient. So, like, between all of you, you can find some people that have played D&D, and they all agree that she's usually there at the rec center, which is kind of close to the hospital and the high school. But they have no idea where she lives.
Not worried about that.
Okay.
We're probably like way too excited at this point.
Yeah, and like, what do you say what time it is right now?
So by the time you got everything set up and all that, it's probably between like 6 and 7 p.m.
That's what I thought.
At
I was going to
this
say,
point.
it probably took us an hour to walk back here going through.
Oh yeah, it took a good long while, and then while everybody was getting stuff set up, and Junior was going to get some, refreshments, some additional refreshments.
Yeah.
By the time you got back, it was probably 7. So it's
well,
pretty dark in the caboose.
I'll get back, and I'll come without like twice as much soda as you expected because I got the Big K, the Big K knockoff.
Sounds good to me.
Whatever.
Listen, he knows how to shop. That's one thing that not having money teaches you.
You learn how to shop.
Yeah. It may not be good, but by God, we have it.
Yeah, it's what we have.
Okay, and that's enough.
So now what do you do? I mean, you've got some information pertaining to what happened at the movie gallery. You know that the PTA was involved. They're closing the place down by order of PTA.
Okay.
There's a runaway. What are you going to do?
I feel like here's the current plan. We watch these movies and figure it out.
I want to know. What's on the weird one? The secret one.
Like
the criminal one.
I pull it out and say, should we watch in black and white or color?
I like look at everybody else in the room like you're an idiot.
Listen, we don't know what's on this thing. Do we want to see it in color?
Absolutely.
All right. Into the color VCR. They're labeled, by the way. I drew on. I wrote on them.
So, you rewind it. It's a very short video. It's like 2-3 minute long video. The video focuses on Princeton and tries to picture it in an idyllic state. In the background, the cooling tactors from the reactor from like Christiansburg, which you, honest to God, can't see from here. They're seen in this colorful sunlight, but a closer look reveals that it's just a painted backdrop and studio spotlights. The actors playing the neighbors appear stiff and smile all the time with bleached white teeth and emotionless eyes. Everyone attempts to sound modern, but the dialogue comes off as awkwardly stiff.
So we're just laughing at this. Yeah. Like this is the best comedy we've ever watched.
Many words are emphasized in the video, both as text on the screen and emphasis in the actors' voices. Words like community, conform, and idyllic.
What is this, electric company?
The video ends with all the actors in the video turning to face the camera, laughing, blinking, and in unison saying, "Princeton, the American dream." All of you feel drowsy and somewhat like sick to your stomach after watching this video.
That's production value right there.
This video sucks so hard it's making us physically sick.
I need a Reese's cup or something.
Yeah.
Give me some of those Reese's pieces.
Oh, I think I'm going to be sick. Laffy Taffy.
Size.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Butterfingers. Yeah, I'll snap you one.
see. We got some Reese's Pieces. We got some Twix, and look, it's a Zero. And
Oh, I actually like Zero.
good and plenty. All the good and plenty in the world.
Is that those little peels?
No, they're bigger than
Those are
pills.
Mike's and Ike's, aren't they?
Yeah,
You
Mike
started.
likes Zero.
Where's the damn Kit Kat?
Licorice peels. Ooh, those are good.
I actually like Zero bars.
Zero bars are good.
Okay.
Here we go. Clark bars.
Do you think they have mallow cups?
Oh.
Are those the thing?
What are the odds that we
Still?
got some Charleston shoes?
Oh, definitely. This is before they went out of business the first time.
Yeah, and in this state where we basically like made them the candy god, absolutely.
Just nobody acknowledged they're from a different Charleston.
Yeah, just ignore that detail.
It's okay.
So yeah, this trailer just kind of makes you feel ill.
I'm not sure if I'm disgusted because of like the video, or if the video had like a power over me. I'm not sure which one it is yet. But I'm definitely not going to watch it a second time. That's for real.
Why would a video have power over you? You're like crazy.
Yeah, that's the kind of power it has over me. Make me less crazy.
It might fix me.
Yeah, straighten them out.
I've stopped asking.
Yeah, it might be filled with some sort of dark magic or whatever. Because those adults, as Newton told us,
Well, you know,
like,
they were talking about Satanists.
Yeah.
yeah. So like, there's no better way to like hide the fact that you're with something than to just like totally disavow it in public, like that.
Wow.
That's true.
You know, she does do Dungeons and Dragons, and they're all satanic.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Saw
true.
that in the news.
A bunch of nerds playing dice games.
That's what Geraldo said in his Satanism special.
Darkest Dungeon taught me this.
My dad says that Geraldo's an idiot.
I don't think so. I don't
And
think Darkest Dungeon would be
there
out
ain't
yet.
no
That was
business
in, like,
him being on
DD2 or
TV
something.
when respectable white people could have that job.
Maybe Matt, do you know if Darkest Dungeon would have been out? At least the comic strip.
I'd have to Google that.
Yeah, let me look it up real quick. For
But-
those who don't know.
But chick tracks are definitely a thing.
Yeah, yes, that's correct.
Okay.
This is the Dark Dungeon one where it's like the two girls go to college.
Oh yeah, that'd definitely been '80s for sure.
Okay, I wasn't
'Cause
sure.
there was like major Dungeons and Dragons anti.
Yeah,
Dungeons and
okay.
Dragons.
Okay.
Because I remember I wasn't allowed to have Dungeons and Dragons when I was a kid. Seriously, I swear.
Oh, I can.
My mom gave up reading fantasy novels whenever she found out that that Dungeons and Dragons was like the stories that she read.
Oh,
She was like, "This is devil talk."
oops. Yeah, I wonder how many parents after watching like Game of Thrones if they had. Shit.
It's a different world.
I know.
See, instead of Satanists, we have terrorists now, so it's different.
Yeah,
It's
so
true,
it's
yeah.
different
So-
things that we can't
so-
like.
Right.
Okay,
Out there,
so
wear a turban.
now what are we going to do? We've got
That was awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was literally the
What
worst
we
thing in
need
the
to
world.
do is we need to watch some gore to make
Dude,
us
like-
feel better.
Like drown us out with
Did we
candy.
go through what videos did we get?
Oh, you tell me. I mean, it was a.
Did we get Faces of Death 3?
Was there a 3?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they
I mean,
they made
so,
lots.
Yeah.
So, like the horror movie, like rated R selection is actually pretty up to date.
So
I-
Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I mean, we've
2.
got let's see.
Evil
here.
Dead?
Yes.
Because that was 81.
Nightmare on Elm Street 2 or I think 2.
I thought there was a list of potential.
Seems like Nightmare on Elm Street 1 came out in '84.
Okay.
Right.
so
So
maybe-
we should do this as a period piece, and we all have to argue over it without consulting IMDb.
Okay.
God.
Let's see. So 2 years later, do
So
we
what are you
think
flipping through, Jared? A TV guide?
No, I was trying to say, like, sometimes it gives, like, inspirations, but the inspirations it's giving is for the actual adventure, not things that she may have recommended.
So let's see.
Um,
If it came out in 84, like you said, do we think 2 years later they had
I'm trying to
the
remember
kind of production
84.
the production piece to get number 2 out. I know they had the money because that movie made bank like nobody's business. It's whether or not could they have filmed it fast enough.
I'd say probably the first one. Like any type of any type of R or horror movie.
Yeah, the original of like the classics would all be here.
Like Ellen was going to make sure they
got
had
too
it.
far into the sequels yet.
Yeah.
Now, as far as like what's in the X-rated stuff, I imagine some of it might be dated because it's not like people are looking for the most recent.
No, I'm pretty
Fix.
sure. Yeah, it's all schlock.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, this is like the best for us.
It's like
to us, like
It's like, okay, do you like them blonde or brunette? Do you like them real or fake? Like that was
Right.
those were your options back then.
You don't have your 2D yet, Tim.
But they are all story-based as well. They all have some sort of weird, like, nonsensical story that happens along with whatever, like, the stuff that we're actually there to see.
I thought this was a porno. Why is this guy delivering pizza?
It's like, why is it? Oh, he's a. Oh.
Or it's like, why are we on a farm? Why is this lady taking care of a horse for the first 15 minutes of this movie?
Oh no!
No, calm down. And then she goes and gets naked with a dude. What is happening here? Why did we watch 15 minutes of a normal movie?
I thought we were going to a completely different
No.
place, man.
You can't buy those in video stores in America. Not
Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a certain amount of awkwardness, like flipping through some of the X-rated stuff, and you.
Nobody wants to admit that we have no idea what any of this is.
Right.
And they all have stupid names like Pink something, just Pink, and then insert animal here, is stuff like that.
It's like none of these mothers have been, very creative with their names. It seems like all the boys are named Peter. Like, actually, somehow in the rush, 1 or 2 of the non-prohibited movies ended up in this box. You're just kind of like, at this point, you've got 3 VCRs and 2 like TVs, so now it's just like rapid fire. Like,
Right.
Let's see what this one is. Let's see what this one is. Someone puts in
No
like
time to rewind.
yeah. So someone puts in like one of the like romantic comedies, and it's got that trailer in the front of it. So instead of like the regular trailers, because you're fast forwarding through the trailers, because you know how VHS tapes
Right.
work.
Absolutely.
You know, once you see like Touchstone come across, like okay, play.
Yeah.
You can see that this one, it looks like they didn't record over the whole movie. They recorded over the trailers and put this at the beginning of this movie. You'll also notice that, like, as soon as you started watching, like, if you put in Faces of Death or whatever like that, as soon as you started watching it, you started to feel better.
I imagine that was effective.
Like the illness kind of passed, and
So
you
like
didn't
the
feel.
trailer made us sick, but normal movies made us better.
Well, not just normal movies, like the horror
Wow,
movies,
maybe.
like the R-rated stuff was actually
Yeah.
helping us.
Huh.
Like whoever like catches the fast forwarded of like the Princeton the American Dream video, as you watch like the rom-com, you just still kind of feel like queasy and bad. You turn over and look at like just as like Jason beheads somebody with a machete, you're like, oh, okay, I feel a little better.
So, this movie, I have the original, makes you sick, but this movie, and I pick up one of the nice classics like Freddy or whatever, actually it's Nightmare on Elm Street, and I was like, but this one makes you feel better because of it.
Well, that explains why everybody likes it.
Right. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
Makes
this is
sense.
an awful movie for our town.
Well, okay. They're putting the stupid trailer on top of the
Yeah, they're not
the
even...
previews for the.
And they're not canceling out the movie because it's still here. We just finished watching Happy Gilmore? No.
Oh God, no!
Too late. Way too late.
No, yeah, it's way.
Adam Sandler don't exist
Yeah,
yet.
No,
he's
not yet.
he's still in school at this point.
That's right. I keep forgetting him already.
Alien, maybe.
It's not really a comedy, I don't think.
That's a horror
I didn't
movie.
know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could look at it as a romantic comedy with a certain point of view.
Or like anything with Tom Hanks, like when did Big come out?
Oh, there we go.
Oh
That'd be fun.
God, to this day, I've still never forgiven Tom Hanks for Big.
Or the Money Pit, or
Yeah.
So it still has that on.
Well,
there.
you have Blues
So-
Brothers. Definitely. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, that would be.
Awesome movie to have.
That's
Yeah.
a fact, Jack.
Yeah.
So that. So, what do you think this tape does to everyone? Like maybe we were all right because
maybe this is why those parents think this is messed up.
Because it's messing with their trailer tape here.
Yeah, because it's making them sick.
And they don't want them to be healthy. Question mark.
I don't know. But there's something going on.
There is.
Something's definitely strange.
Looks like we have a mystery gang. I know that was I know with 100% certainty that shows existed back then.
Oh yeah, way before.
For decades
You know
before,
what?
well, decades after.
We need to get out of here. We need to find out what's going on.
Okay. It is getting late. Some parents might be getting worried. I don't know. You tell me. So we'll say everybody, it's probably 8:30 at this point after everyone's sort of filtered through. Princeton's got some decent street lights if you stay on the main streets. Mercer Street's also always going to be pretty busy. So everyone's able to make it to their house. And I'll let you all play out a scene where you guys are getting in somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock at night after being gone all day. This is also an opportunity for you to play out a scene with, like, your anchor if you would like to. Just, you tell me what you're doing tonight, but it sounds like the plan is next day. Are you going to reconvene at the caboose? And
Yes.
Or
Or do we want to meet at somebody's house?
I don't know. I going home is not in my character's head, so like, well, why do we have to go home to do this?
Okay.
So like, we could just go.
Oh, like out right now.
Yeah, we need flashlights and stuff. I can stop by Uncle
Now,
Joe's.
you've got a few... the caboose has some lanterns. You've got some Colemans and stuff here because it gets...
Yeah.
Without, like, a bunch of glass, like, you've got the windows covered because you don't want anyone looking in like, oh, cool stuff, and breaking in. So it gets dark, like, soon. So you've got lanterns and flashlights and Colemans and all that stuff, so that's not an issue.
I don't really have to have a problem with getting home at all. Whenever I do show up, I doubt that she'll even notice I'm gone. I would like to go home and grab some extra supplies from my room and clear my head a bit with my usual videos and reconvene with you guys.
You're
I can't
also
quite
looking...
shake off that exhaustion from digging holes.
You're also looking at a pretty far trip down Bluefield-Princeton Road. It is not very well lit, so it'd be pretty dangerous to do without
All right.
without daylight.
Okay.
But the caboose, you'd sleep here if you felt like it.
Oh no. I think what I'll do is, if they're talking about going home, then I don't want to. So I will find a payphone on the way home and basically call Mom and tell her that I'm going to be crashing at Uncle Joe's.
Okay. So you recall seeing a payphone at the gas station. You got the drinks,
Yeah.
so it's not too far away. Tell me about Uncle Joe's place.
Well, Uncle Joe's is pretty much the every military surplus shop that you've ever seen. It's kind of dusty. It's got a whole bunch of secondhand stuff, and it's got like the normal things like old ammo cans and
Was he a gun nut?
he is probably one of the founding members of the survivalist movement.
He's
Okay.
what we call a gun aficionado.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, not just gun aficionado, but he's kind of probably the earliest manifestation of a prepper.
Okay.
So he has
So
like
there-
a ton of cans.
There's a
So
Was your uncle?
so what?
pretty
This is your uncle?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
My dad's brother.
Okay.
now pretty close by. And actually, I think it's right here in this little weird nook.
Yeah, he
There's
probably does a little bit of pawn business to trade
There's a
guns.
sporting goods store. In reality, it's called H&S Sporting Goods. It's owned by two guys, but we'll say that prior to that, and honest to God, it is a very unassuming, white cinder block building,
Sounds
and
like a
with
surplus
like
store if I've ever heard
with
of
basically like this maroon red spray paint, and it's
Yeah.
just like sporting goods.
Yeah,
like
that-
with a
that-
stencil, like it's
Yeah,
not
but
tacky. or
before
anything.
that, it's probably just like the military style stencils in green
Yeah.
on the white. It just says,
one. Army surplus or whatever.
yeah, almost like the 1960s GI Joe logo stenciled on there, but it's like Uncle Joe's military surplus
Yeah.
and pawn.
Yeah,
And,
I mean,
it's got gigantic American flag waving out front, and
yeah.
Two of them, obviously. One
And
of
it's
them's
Right.
it's a pretty decent location. Like you can see it from 460. Like if you get off 460, you just basically coast down this
it's
hill.
probably
and you get
the
there.
one building in town that has bars on the windows, or at least in this part. Of town.
Probably. I mean, like in this part of town is not a bad part of town either. It's just kind of
Yeah.
weird. But I mean, it is a sporting goods store, and people know that that's if you want guns.
You
It's
go to the
one of
sporting-
like
yeah.
well, it's one of like half a dozen places around here that probably have guns, but it's one of them. Like if you're a gun aficionado and you're looking for a gun, it's going to be one of the places you stop that day to sort of price them out and see what's available. He's probably got his own house, or would he stay in that building?
I don't see him as being very social. So he probably just when he's the people that he interacts with probably come to him when he's in the shop, and he probably just stays in an apartment upstairs, something like that.
Okay.
And I don't have to actually stay with him. I just have to start with him,
Okay.
because I'm pretty sure that there are conversations and things I can say that will just make him stare off into the distance for a while.
Yeah. But you know where he lives, and it's pretty close to the sporting goods place, and thankfully it's not very far from where you are, so you can
Yeah, I have a dirt bike.
yeah, you can drop by, and he's just watching like late night TV, the nightly news, because he doesn't really have cable or anything at the shop. So when he comes home, he likes to catch up on the news,
Right.
and check that out. So you'll go to his house, and it's like.
So while we're there, I'm gonna talk to him about just this general fear of the police, and talk about how we saw there's police going on and a bunch of people breaking into the video store and all this, and
So how does he feel about it? He's military veteran.
yeah.
Like which way does he lean on
I dare
that?
say the reason he lets me hang out because of he went to war and his brother didn't.
Okay.
And he probably,
He feels he's probably a better influence on you than his
yeah,
brother.
and he, I dare say that, his strong loyalties towards family and country and whatnot are kind of the only reason that he hasn't, basically disowned us.
Okay.
So I dare say he and his brother don't talk anymore.
Gotcha. You're probably like the only link, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
He probably hasn't been able to keep a relationship or, have kids or a family or that sort of thing.
yeah. It sounds like he's probably pro-police.
Oh yeah, definitely definitely lawful neutral.
Yeah. So as you're like
Because
explaining your frustrations about law enforcement, he's kind of reinforcing that they're there to protect us and do their job, and that it's the vocal minority that kind of gives police a bad name, and you can believe that or not, but it's kind of
well,
nice
it kind
to
of makes sense because they weren't the ones trashing the place.
yeah, that's true.
well, and it's also nice for him to actually be listening to you. It's a change of fresh air considering what you get from home. So, like, he's actually listening to the conversation, and it's not just those damn police, those damn this, those damn that.
Right.
And then, the leather starts flying and, all that stuff. So, you play out a scene with him and kind of relax and get reassured that, police are doing the right thing and they're going to fix this up. So, you'll be able to mark off all of your...
Okay, it was just the one, but yeah.
Yeah, you'll be able to mark off all yours. Does anyone want to play a scene out? This is completely optional, but it is an opportunity for you to mark off any conditions that you may have had.
I did need to go home and consult with my collection.
Okay. So, Tim, what type of... You're exhausted, and you know that you've got a big day tomorrow. What do you pop in?
So, I go home and I'm thinking about the day where we've got this weird mind control videotape. And I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe I've seen one like that.
Okay.
So I try and find one that to brush up on, like maybe some old plot anime where the bad guy tries to take control of the townspeople to turn them against the hero. And I watch it, but I'm not really paying super close attention because of how tired I am. I've seen it 1,000 times anyways. I repeat some of the lines as they talk them out, and I just kind of relax in my zone watching this show, and then wake up in the morning.
Drift into a stupor and go to sleep. Okay. Anybody else want to play a scene out? Like, how are you?
Not really for me, but I would like to point out that I feel like your Uncle Joe and my father would get along quite well.
That's very likely.
Just
I
a
mean,
thought.
he might be a customer of a different sort. Like, do you feel like do you feel like Sam's father would be like a gun aficionado?
Absolutely.
So,
Like,
I mean...
I guarantee you, like, when I'm walking in, like, he's in, like, his basement, just, like, working on a gun or,
then
like,
they probably... They might, you know, they're long since past active duty, but they probably still refer to each other by their ranks.
Absolutely.
I mean, I could probably imagine that he goes, you know, Sam's dad goes into the store, he looks around, maybe sees, like, you know, an Army flag or Marine Corps flag, talks about branches of service, they compare what companies they were in, and then 3 hours later,
Right.
Sam's dad remembers that he came here to buy a gun.
Oh yeah. So
Absolutely.
Do we have to wait?
we very likely are, you know,
That's probably
know
how
each
we...
other.
That's probably how we
from
became...
way
Oh,
back.
the 80s would have been way before Brady Bill.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Like Brady
I couldn't
Bill
remember
was
when they
around.
put that in.
Like Brady Bill was around Columbine.
Right. Yeah. This
So
is,
that was
It'd been
like-
this
going
is
to gun
before
show and
people
all
were
stuff,
afraid
yeah.
of guns, and when people had enough sense not to take them to schools.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was also being, Reagan getting shot was a big part of
Well,
the,
that was part of it too.
Yeah. Shooting the actual president.
But I mean, around here, like, it's...
Around here, there are still people who have to just keep guns in the car so that they can shoot the occasional deer so they can eat.
Yeah. So it's...
Probably see a lot of rifles in the back.
Of course, I meant legal
windows
wait
and
time.
Yeah,
because I
it
know
might be a
where
bit
I am.
more...
I know if I wanted a gun tomorrow, it wouldn't be impossible.
No.
Yeah, it might be a bit more like... Now, actually, in Princeton,
markets
you're
are
probably not
cool.
going to see the guns in the rack. Like, the police will say, at least hide it, for Christ's sake. And even still, you'll probably only see those during, like, hunting season.
I imagine that's an actual
I
conversation
actually
that's been
even
had with
had a
someone.
couple guns
Please
by my
put your gun somewhere
Yeah.
that I can't
Yeah,
see it.
22 and a shotgun.
Yeah.
For the love of God,
And a
please.
BB gun. Ooh, BB
So,
Yeah.
Pump
so
rifle.
Sam, do you want a scene or anything like that?
I don't need one. I just get dinner, exchange some words with my parents, and that's
Okay.
it.
Do
Yes,
they
sir.
have
Yes,
any?
ma'am.
Do they have any issues with you being out so late?
Not really. Pop says it toughens me up.
Okay, because you're still getting up at 5 o'clock tomorrow. to-
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably why he prefers me hanging out with a bunch of bunch of boys. Because,
Okay.
like,
To man you up.
Yeah, because like
Oh,
hang out with a
God.
bunch of girls and make me all frilly and delicate.
Yeah. That they take one look at Junior and you're like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, buddy.
Ignoring the fact that she's probably tougher than me.
And then he looks at us and he's like,
off the
I
table.
guess.
I mean,
He's like, well, I guess.
Yeah.
Newton, do you have a scene you want to play out or anything?
You probably could
I
also
was
call
thinking
him
about,
Uncle
can I
Joe.
go see
Probably at
Jimmy
this point.
and hit him up for some more marijuana?
Okay. So, all right. So you go to the gas station that's kind of close by.
Handy last time.
It did. So you go to the
probably
gas
know my
station. It's late.
That's
You know,
probably how you two
the
met.
Jimmy usually works like the late hours.
Yeah, and he's like he's not like a cashier. He's like the one out there that pumps gas.
Oh, so he actually
Oh my god,
it's like
full
one
service.
Yeah.
So you probably do live in a
Yeah.
nicer part of town, like probably
It's a
close
nice,
to like Quail Valley, where you've got the Exxon that's still got like full service,
Okay.
and he's out
They'll
there.
wipe your windows.
Yeah, he's out there, and
There was a place that they were going to restart that around here. I just don't remember where.
he's just kind of relaxing out there. He sees you come. Hey, Newt, what's going on?
Not much. What are you into, man?
You know, it's a Tuesday night.
Yeah, I got a couple porno tapes here. I was gonna see if we can make a trade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what'd you get?
What do you want?
I mean, you can take a look here and see. I mean,
You can look and see. I got about 4 of them.
he kind of looks like, yeah. Like, so what do you want? The usual?
Oh yeah, I was like, I want a joint or something.
Okay, I'll give you a joint for deep divers too. That's fun.
Cool.
All right.
Alright.
So it's like these others, they're all right, but deep divers one
Was pretty good.
is pretty good.
I'll look and see if we got that one.
Okay. You know what? I'm not going to ask where you got these. You're not going to tell where you got that, all right?
Nah.
Okay.
Never.
We'll keep that going.
Never.
My favorite part is we could be on like the 5th iteration of like a random porn movie, but like normal movies coming out, there's not even like a number 2 of half of any of them.
You know, it also occurs
It's like the
to me that,
Halloween
like,
numbering scheme.
that 3 hours ago we had a discussion about what the rating for this recording is.
That went out the window.
I feel like you can talk about porno without it being like
Right. Well,
rated R.
But you know,
It's true. Like, as long as you don't start describing stuff,
Right.
I feel like
Yeah.
Scenes and stuff.
I'm pretty sure involving children and drugs in the same scene gets you an M.
I don't like.
Well, that's not hard. So.
And the thing is, it's not like drug use either yet.
Right, yeah, we
I
haven't
mean,
used
Not
it's,
yet.
we never used it last time.
well,
Or we used it.
the child never used it.
The child never used it.
you used it on something else, adventure game style.
'Cause, I mean,
Weed
to be
plus
honest,
bad guy equals
in the
friend.
80s, marijuana could do everything from make you giggle to kill you.
Oh yeah, that movie.
Yeah. So in your items, I actually want you to put in like marijuana with
I
a
did.
+1,
+1.
and that'll just be like some type of expendable item that if you can figure out a way to refresh it.
I was thinking about this before, like last time we played,
Uh-huh.
that marijuana is a pretty powerful item. So with it should come some pretty big consequences if you get caught, unless
So-
it covers it in there.
So this covers tools.
You know what I mean? Like it's a really risky thing to have.
Yeah.
But a powerful item, if that makes sense.
So it's probably going to be reflected in the consequences of like getting a bad roll.
Okay.
So let me see here. Is it what is that under? Is it tools or inventory or
Items.
items? Let me. It's a book race. 59.91. 59. That is not the one. 91. For items, sometimes the kids find items that are so special that they give bonus dice in certain situations. The bonus tells the players that the item is an important part of the mystery. All items disappear or break between mysteries if not made into an iconic item. Okay, so this will basically go away after
Okay.
this mystery. So, for example, typical items. Oh, perfect. Hallucinatory soft drink is a +1.
That's the same thing as marijuana.
Baseball bat, skis, and a truck are +1s. +2s would be like a hover vehicle, a wrench, a ladder. +3s would be like a trained dinosaur, flying shoes, or a gun.
Where did they come up with psychedelic drink?
A gun.
I don't a hallucinatory soft drink, like because it might be something you legitimately find in this place in the future. So
Like instead of a videotape that messes with your mind, it'd be like a drink or something.
yeah. So basically,
Pepsi bottling
we're
thing.
calling that a +1, and any type of complications will be reflected in failures because like if you successfully give somebody a joint, then they're not going to call the cops afterward because then
Right.
you know. So, so you score some dope. You go home, and Dad's going to put you through PT at 5 in the morning.
Yep.
You all relieve your stress. We'll say that you wake up the next day and that's Ambient music provided by Tabletop Audio. Original 10-minute ambiances and music for games and stories. Find out more at tabletopaudio.com.